Welcome to the Enc Cup. I'm Dr. Boomer Brown with Doing Good at Work. Well, this week on the Cup, I want to talk to you a little bit about goals. Well, we're coming to the end of January, and I know by now that probably 95% or more of New Year's resolutions have failed. You know, when people made those resolutions, maybe you were one of those, there was something that you wanted to change. And now that the resolution has failed, sometimes it leaves us feeling out of focus. We've lost our motivation. We could have lost our energy and the desire and maybe even the hope to make the change that we want to make. You see, what I know about change is this: it's process. You know, if you're using an equation, it would be process line over time equals change. It's a process to make the changes that we want to make in our life. It happens over time, and change can become a reality. But we have to understand if it's a health change, or it's a financial change, or it's a relationship change, or a career change, whatever that we're trying to change, we have to be intentional in doing so. You know, good intentions, that's what we do when we make New Year's resolutions. But what are 5 truths that I could give you today, hopefully to restore some of your hope that change can come, to restore some of the energy, the motivation, the desire, to help you to actually, over time, make the changes that you would like to make? Well, let me give you those 5 truths. The first thing I know about change, or goal setting is what we'll call it, is that goal setting is a spiritual discipline. You say, I don't get that. I think it's just setting goals. No, the spiritual part of you, remember we've talked about you being a physical, mental, emotional, type relational and spiritual person. You remember that conversation? Well, the deepest part of you, at the core of who you are as a human being, is the spiritual part. It's where the why sits. It's why we want to do something. It's the spiritual part. Now, for some of us, like me, I think that has to do with God. For others, maybe it doesn't have to do with God. But the spiritual part of us is connecting to the core of who we are, and setting goals is a spiritual discipline. Not only that, goal setting helps you to focus your energy. When you have a goal and you know what you're aiming toward, it can help you focus. See, there are different levels of goals. So you have to know why you want to do something. Then you have to know what it is that you want to do. Maybe then set a goal, but your goal has to move to a plan. And then that plan has to move to steps. And then your steps have to move to milestones. And your milestones are undergirded by these next actions. If you have a plan like that, it's possible to see change come to fruition. And it'll help you focus every day. If you know that's the next step for me to do is this, you can do that. Then you can take the next step. You see, not only are goals spiritual disciplines, and goals focus our energy, they also stretch our faith. See, we have to believe. The word faith is believing that something can come to fruition. It has to stretch our faith. We have to look beyond what we can just do in our own strength to believing in our minds, and all action starts with a thought. And that thought moves you to a feeling, and your feelings move you to action. See, that's a faith proposition. See, goals, spiritual discipline, focus our energy, stretch our faith. But when we follow each one of the little actions every day, it builds character. We become a responsible person. We are able to respond. Our ability to respond is increased. We create accountability, our ability to account. We can understand humility, the fact that we can't do this in our own strength and we need others and a force outside of us to help that. See, character and the character traits come when we set goals, we have plans, we have step-by-step procedures, the next action, and the most important thing about goal setting is it brings hope. It's the belief and the hope that something can change. You know, if you've run off the rail with your New Year's resolution, but you still want to bring about a change in your life, maybe a permanent change that happens over time through a process, then have hope that this can happen. We believe in you. You need to believe in yourself. You need to surround yourself with others that will help you move toward the change in your life. And most importantly, we want you to have hope in the fact that God can help you to change. Just 5 simple things to think about as you look to setting goals in your life that will bring about the change that you want. Listen, thanks for tuning into the Cup this week. And as always, look at the resources that are provided for you, whether it's a booklet, it's to talk to someone, a mental health first responder, find someone that we can recommend that you might want to sit with, a mental health professional or a professional that can help you think through some of the changes that you want to make in your life. This is why we're here as Doing Good at Work. And we're here to help you become the best person that you possibly can become. Listen, thanks for your time today. And as always, we look forward to seeing you on the next Encouraging Cup.